Hi guys. So I spent some time thinking how I should structure this YouTube channel and what I should talk about initially, and where I've landed up is trying to do a series of videos, like working on one series of videos at a time. And the first series is going to be about assisting other people and myself with motivation on getting to sleep and getting up at the right time. Why did I choose this? I guess, well, first and foremost, because I struggle with this a lot at the moment. I have really bad sleep habits. I sometimes go to sleep well past midnight, and other times it's early, and there's no real consistency. And similarly with wake up times, because my schedule is quite flexible these days. I have, I don't have a 9 to 5 at the moment. So I sometimes end up waking up way too late, or other days it's early, and there's no consistency. And I guess one common trend through a lot of the health advice that I see online on Twitter is to have a consistent sleep time at a reasonable hour and a consistent wake up time as well, and also, of course, having a good amount of sleep. So enough time between your sleep time and your wake up time, so 7 or 8 hours. And as I say, it's been difficult for me to have consistency in that. So I guess this video will be about getting how anybody in this position could experiment with their mentality, environment, and other things to try and improve the consistency of their sleep time and their wake time. And that's the goal of improving one's quality of life, your health, and so on and so forth. So I think the first thing I want to do, the first video I want to do on this is to think about the impact of good sleep and bad sleep, of a consistent, what are the positives of a consistent sleep time, a consistent wake time, and what are the negatives of a inconsistent sleep time and an inconsistent wake up time. I guess, if you're struggling with motivation, one of the first things you can do is learn more about the positives and benefits of the positives of making a change, and the negatives of carrying on the way you're carrying on the current way you're doing things. So so I think it's more an experiment for myself as well. So the more I learn about this, perhaps that might impact my the consistency of my sleep. So I'm going to go on Google and do a bit of searching, and I hope you can join me for that. Thanks.
Right, I've had a look on online for some research papers that could help us with motivation for improving our sleep habits, and found these sort of 5 articles / reports that seem useful. So the first one is just generally about having inadequate sleep, the dangers of having inadequate sleep. And I read that as inadequate as being just insufficient, not enough hours of sleep per day. And the report kind of highlights the connection between inadequate sleep and hypertension, obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, all kinds of serious illnesses. I was reading. It also goes into more detail about the amount of sleep that one should have, and there's a quote here from one of the doctors, one of the doctors who I think wrote this paper, that most experts would agree that there's a kind of sweet spot that most people should aim for, between 7 and 7.5 hours. So this is a general ballpark figure that that the research is pointing to. 7 and 7.5 hours for a good amount for the amount of sleep that we should aim for. And this second article is also about how much sleep we should be having every night. But this article is a bit less prescriptive about the number of hours we should be getting. It says that the ideal amount of sleep required each night can vary between different individuals due to genetic factors and other reasons. So it doesn't mention the 7 and 7.5 hours, but what it does mention is that a generally valid assumption is that individuals obtain the right amount of sleep if they wake up feeling well rested and perform well during the day. So I think that's this point is a good complement to the previous article. I think 7 and 7.5 is generally regarded as a good amount of sleep, but also what this article is kind of saying is you should listen to your own body as well. Some people need less, some people need more, and if you're waking up feeling rested and energetic, ready for the day, and you only have 6 hours of sleep, then that's probably enough. So yeah, a good message is just to listen to what your body's telling you when you wake up as to how much sleep you're getting. So those two articles were about the amount of sleep, primarily about the amount of sleep that we should be getting. The next two are more about the timing, when we get to sleep and the regularity of sleep. So this research paper is pretty saying sleep regularity is a stronger predictor for mortality risk than sleep duration. So it's not just about the amount of sleep we're getting, it's when we're getting it. Are we being consistent with our sleep times? And what it's saying is that there is a clear connection between what time, how regular our sleep is, how consistent we are, and when we get to bed and when we wake up, with different causes of mortality. And we can read about those. I think it focuses on, doesn't seem to quote specific illnesses here. I'm guessing cardiovascular disease is mentioned. Statement of significance. Yeah, sleep of adequate duration is important for optimal health. Regular sleep timing may be even more important. Higher risk of premature mortality. Yeah, so that's what this is saying is it's not just about the amount, it's about when you get it and how consistent you are, which is exactly what I needed to hear from my own situation. I won't go into much. I won't sort of spend a lot of time going through each of these articles, but I'll link them in the description to the video. And then this next article talks about the it gets more consistent, a bit more prescriptive as to exactly what time we should be getting to sleep. And what this study is saying is that 10 p.m. or actually between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. every day is a optimal time to get to bed for specifically preventing heart disease. But I'm guessing that I'm not sure if this study covered just heart disease or other illnesses, but I'm guessing what would help the chances of not getting heart disease may help the chances of not getting other serious illnesses. So yeah, I think whilst the previous articles just you've got to be consistent with your sleep timing, this is giving much more specific advice. Try to get to sleep between 10 and 11, which makes sense. Whenever I got to sleep between 10 and 11, I just feel better in the morning. And when after 11, or especially after midnight, it gets I just don't, even if I get 7 or 8 hours of sleep, I don't feel quite right in the morning. And this final page is, I think, the same study. It's just the full study that the previous article was referencing. So I'm not going to go into too much depth here, but yeah, it gives you more data about this 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. sweet spot for getting to sleep. So I thought that was quite useful. These are a good range of articles and reports to to remember when we're struggling with certainly when I'm going to be struggling with motivation in getting to sleep at the correct time and waking up at the right time. I'm going to try and remind myself of this research, and hopefully it helps you too. So I'm going to see how I get on with see if my motivation for getting to sleep at the right time improves after learning these things, and I hope it helps you too. And if it does help, please give me a comment under the video, and let me know if it's helped you, and if you have any other resources, any other kind of reports that would aid with motivation for good sleep habits. Thanks very much.